Pete Stays Home, written by Karra McFarlane and illustrated by Kim Hankinson. In a beautiful lush forest full of trees, where all played together, the bears and the bees, there lived a young bear. His friends called him Pete. He was gentle and friendly and full of mischief. Pete lived with his mum in a big cosy cave. Pete loved his mum. She was caring and brave. Pete was a sociable, popular bear. He had lots of friends and he loved to share. Pete and his friends played day after day. He thought the fun times were here to stay. But then, suddenly, the sun began to disappear, and the birds in the trees Pete could no longer hear. Pete's mum arrived to collect him from school. Time to go home to their cave, big and cool. Winter is coming, she said to Pete. When the snow falls thick, we must retreat. We must be patient and hide away until the sun shines bright another day. Pete felt sad and all alone. He didn't want to stay at home. I want to jump and run and play. I can't stay in this cave all day. I want to see Nan and Gramp, said Pete. My time with them is such a treat. Nan and Gramp must stay at home, safe and warm. They will not make it through a big swirling storm. For the long days, weeks and months that passed, Pete and his mum stayed in and did crafts. As time went by, the big cool cave felt cosy and safe. Pete and his mum filled it with love, fun and cakes. They played, they laughed and they stuck together. They stayed inside, they rode out the weather. Pete missed his good friends, he missed his school, but knew one day he would see them all. When the time to leave finally arrived, Pete could not hide his excitement inside. He would see his friends, his Nan and Gramp. He could not wait to run, jump and stamp. But when the time came to step outside, he felt a butterfly tickle inside. What would it be like in the world he once knew? Would it be different? Would it all be new? Pete stepped outside on tippity toes. He looked up and breathed in, twitching his nose. He smelled the sweet flowers. He sniffed the fresh grass. His time in the cave was now in the past. He looked around and was happy to see all of his friends jumping with glee. His Nan and Gramp gave him a cuddle. Pete was content in their big, cosy huddle. Although times were hard, although it was tough, Pete was happy. They had all done enough. They had ridden out winter and made it through. With all they had done, the time, it just flew.